Hello users, welcome back! We are here once again with clearing the Myst and Obduction. If you're watching live, this is part 2 of our stream today. If you're watching the VOD, this is the second VOD. We appeared to have gotten abducted, we don't know if by aliens or something else, at the start of this game. We are in what appears to be some sort of canyon where a bunch of other abductees have been living for a long period of time. No one's here, except for CW, who's behind a, vault in this place. We kind of started unlocking places. We turned off the barrier that was around this space, which makes us teleport now. It's weird. And we finished up by making it to a place we had seen before but was inaccessible in this sort of like gas station scrapyard. And we're going to continue from there. That's not right. There we go. All right. Look around. Oh, wheelchair. Don't know what that is. On the other side of this. We unlocked that. We flipped this up. Let's look at this thing. So we found this note. It has these diagrams. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna actually take a picture of each one of these. Let's do each side. List my notes worksheet. Should share these. Well, do I have anything set up to do that? No. No. All right. I'll figure that out next time. Okay, so first one is here. There. What does that do? What is it? Base 4. Understand what I'm looking at? So is empty just 0? What if it's 5? What am I? Oh, wait a minute. 1. that. Okay. Okay, I got you now. So, I was right. That's 1. And then is 2. 2. And 3 is a Y. This isn't on my diagram. All right. Well, shit. Mhm. Make a note that says it's 3. Then, 4? I don't understand. Like, how am I supposed to translate? If it's base 4, what would 5 be? All right, if it's base 4, base 4. I'm gonna assume 1 is in the center. Let's check that. So 0. So it's base 4, which would mean that the maximum number, if it has 0, which this is 0, would be 10, 23. Then 1 is in the center, or there. But if that's 1, that was 5. So does that mean that this is 4? Okay. Okay. Give me 16. So either that or that is 16. Was it like 1, 4, 16? Would this be 64? Or 56? 6? I'm not going to calculate this on the fly. This. Like, I think I've got it. I think connecting one dot from what it says, quote unquote, is the origin makes sense. What would be 1023? Everything. I guess. I'm gonna look up if there's a calculator for this. Just this not worth my time. You're asking people to learn a numbering system, totally fine. Asking people to learn a numbering system that also requires a visual component is a little hard to do on the fly. Is there a calculator for this? Yes. Thank you, GitHub. Hmm. If I were to say 1. Okay. All right. So I think I've decoded like the logic here. I am going to, however, use the calculator that I found. I'm going to throw it into the chat. Give credit, because this is a level of nonsense that's just not fun. I'm not translating something. I'm translating and then doing another transcription, which is fine. Maybe I'll switch my mind later on, but for right now, not worth my time. All right. So we turn this on. We turned on the other stuff. Ooh, hello. You look important. California, Colorado. I'll put in the diagram notes. Do that. How do I get back up? We did not fully explore this space before we went down. This is how we turn around. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I can't get up there. Oh, trash. Seems like I should be able to get up there, right? Or maybe that's a bridge that gets lowered, or ladders that get lowered. Ramp that gets. Hello. Oh, that's how I got in there. All right, so this, now that we've got that open, we can use this to turn around. New arrival inventory check-in. Retro, hey! Hello! Welcome in, Raiders. How are you all doing today? Let me give Retro a shout-out. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. My name is Silverstreak, or Silver. I'm a game testing programmer, become sentient, a variety streamer, and a VTuber. I tend to focus on series of games, or games within a similar theme, or collab co-stream series. Today, we are doing my Clearing the Myst series, which, while originally it was me playing through all the original Myst games, now we're playing Myst-like game. With Obduction, which is made by the people that did make Myst. It's very moody. A lot of interesting puzzles, other than one so far. And I'm really digging it. Who are you playing? Oh, Crime Scene Cleaner. I've heard about this. I've heard it's like one half Viscera Cleanup Simulator, one half Power Washing Simulator, and a little bit of narrative. How was it? Power Washing with Blood? Alright. Would like to leave the book, please. So, abduction is what the name sounds like. We were abducted, right at the beginning of the game, and we're nobody's here. Not Earth, you can tell. Like a weird dome, biodome of Earth. Donkey Kong 64, I didn't know that you disliked yourself that much, Retro. Where does this go? Oh, okay. That means the cart should be right here. That means we should be able to get in here. Donkey Kong 64 is not terrible, but I would not say it's a good game. There's a lot of design decisions that are a problem. This is the wrong place. Yeah. To be clear, even if it's not a great game, everyone can love non-great games. God knows I love stuff that's nonsense. Alright, need to get out. Pay no attention while I drive this dune buggy on rails with a laser on the front of it. Don't worry about it. As always, Raiders and Retro, if you need to raid and run, if you need to get up, stretch, you need to walk around, you need to go pet your pets, you need to hug your loved ones, you need to hug your pets, pet your loved ones, any of the above, please do so. I appreciate you sharing your community with me, and I promise, if they become authorized users, I will treat them with respect and try to give them a chill time. Let's go here. Yeah, have a safe drive, have a good day. Really appreciate you hanging out and sharing your community with me. We just got back from break, so we've got at least probably about 2 hours of time left that we're going to go today. So feel free to hang out if you like, folks. To be clear, I don't know entirely what we're doing right now, but we are doing it. Okay, so it's already pointed that direction. Incoming choo-choo. Don't worry about the wall we're about to hit. It's gonna be fine. Hey, Yoden. How you doing? Yoden, shout out. This is a game made by the creators of Myst. We got abducted from a campsite onto an alien planet that has chunks of Earth all around it. And we're just trying to figure out what's going on in this world so far. There's only one other living person that we've met so far. So what happens... What happens if we laser that? Can we laser that? No, it's outside the beam. Okay. Thought I would check. Ooh, this will be interesting. Okay, can we... How you doing, Jay Yoden? It's late for you, isn't it? Yeah, there was something back there. All right. Both productive and played games. Hell yeah. You like to hear. I've been very unproductive today. Intentionally so. Originally, we were going to be playing this today in VR, and so I've done a bunch of prep work throughout the week to make sure that all worked fine. And it did! Until today. And now for some reason my controllers aren't being detective in Steam VR. So we're playing it in non-VR mode. Although if I don't know how long it is. If for some reason we finish it today, that's fine. If we don't, next weekend it will be in VR. I will make sure that I get it fixed, unless something's just completely busted. Just a wall. It's fine. Okay. That way to the right. Purpose. Right. Alright, let's see if we can actually activate this other one. Also, it's talking about downtown. We turned on power to downtown. Ooh, what is downtown? Oh, you're not actually going to let me take the cart in there? Alright, that's fine. Excuse me? This is probably fine. Oh, you tell me I can't go in the damn sub? That's shit. That's unfair. This is just the other side of... What's the point of that? Submarine parts. Gonna just take a picture of this. Alright. It's a very weird room to just have a circular... Oh. Well. Nothing interactable. It's very strange. Can't go down there. That battery cable. Oh. Oh, thanks for the follow. Nothing else, right? What else? Oh. Okay. Well, we know how to get into back there. Let's continue. I can pull the lever. Okay, so now... All right, what was her address? 6341 in first. I think those buckets are their toilets. Ooh, a map. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna just add this to my notes. Hold on. I'm gonna move the cursor. Get a better image of that. $15. Don't know what that means, but okay. Unless that's supposed to be a drawing on one of those math things. Oh boy. I shall document the curious events that have conspired with myself, my family, friends, and coworkers. Hartnell was a peaceful mining town founded by my grandfather and nested within the red rock of the desert on the Arizona territory. Oh, I was right. 163 inhabitants had heard a mighty explosion on the night of June 27th, 1903. Sent several workers through the town to verify that the explosion had not caused any injuries or damage to mining equipment. They returned and reported that it must have been a loud clap of thunder caused by lightning, for they found no damage. It was not until the light of the next morning that we realized, amazed to realize that something profound had occurred. Some point out during that night, our entire mining facility and a large circle of the land around seemed to have been scooped up, carried off to a completely different place, all without anyone knowing about it. The entire landscape outside our circle of desert could only be described as alien. Large floating rocks could be seen in the distance. No one had seen anything like it anywhere on Earth. We fully... Excuse me. We fully explored our new surroundings, hoping to find a way home. No way home was ever found. In fact, we soon discovered what we take for granted now. Not only could we not get back home, but we also could not access the landscape outside the desert. Curiously, we discovered that a flow of water was provided from a high point of rock. We discovered a small tree growing at the very center of the circle. Our central tree that is so important to our lives here was a mere sapling back then. Species description. Mofang. Through ambassador seed, the Mofang were the first non-human species humans were introduced to. The Liang was the first... An Liang was the first to call the alien a Mofang, impressed with their advanced ability to imitate our sounds, movements, and mannerisms. While they have a name for themselves, their language is mostly unpronounceable by humans. As a result, because of their mimicry ability, communication with the Mofang is primarily accomplished by their learning human language rather than humans learning to speak Mofang. They've been able to learn almost every human language, and it in Hunrath enough to provide functional, if rudimentary, communication. The Mofang's basic external morphology is remarkably humanoid. Bilateral, symmetrical tetrapods, bipedal, head with anterior facial features, eyes, nostrils. Nice of them to put right. Hey, there's another page. Other external features include minimal body hair and raised dorsal protrusion. Constitution is somewhat frail due to apparently their thin and lightweight internal structure, but internal investigation has not been possible. They have ample cranial space to account for a substantial brain, and their intelligence is impressive as evidenced by their advanced technology. Oh, they're greys. Rye. Drink. After a certain level of maturity and health of the tree, a passage opened at its base. The passage allowed contact with the two additional species. The first contact was with the Rye. First contact revealed the Arai were to be large beetle-like insects. We were unable to communicate directly with them in any way, but they appeared to have some rudimentary level of intelligence. It was Lorinc Thoth who first made the journey through the heart to capture. Named both the New World and the inhabitants. The Arai have three distinct variants. They've come to refer to as barnacle, beetle, and polyarch. Although their morphology is dramatically different from human, their internal systems, like all of our, are supported by a basic atmospheric composition, basic nutrients. In their barnacle stage, the Arai are completely immobile. The Arai stay in this egg-like development state seemingly indefinite. In order to hatch, they must be in proximity of a polyarch and fertilized by the beetles after a certain stage of maturity. The beetles are the eyes, ears, hands, and feet, with only minimal nervous system of their own. They're essentially the sensory extensions of the immobile polyarch. They're able to execute simple commands, but apparently have very little in the way of individual sentience. Oh. The Arai polyarchs are the intelligence and consciousness of the species. Although it was obvious that there was an intelligence behind the species, it wasn't until Caroline Farley began spending large amounts of time in close proximity that deeper communication. With a room nearby, Farley was the first to communicate non-verbally and learn much about the species, including some historical information. The Arai species survived in their world while several other sentient species came and went. Among them, ancient species formed a deeper relationship with the Arai, carving temples and dwellings for them in the rock. And later, a more recent species that took over much of their home world. The latter species was especially adept at mechanical construction, using it to capture and process large flying creatures, using the beetles as bait. The Villain. The final species we discovered were the Villain. The Villain had begun, I hope this is not just a really weird portmanteau of villain, had been communicating with the Arai for many years through ambassadors. Became part of a larger community very shortly after the Arai. A large and imposing frame and a form of communication based on a complex, multi-voiced, low-frequency rumble. The initial introductions were intimidating. After several attempts, Amelie Vidal was able to begin rudimentary communication, began visiting the Villain in the Marais, name, on a regular basis. Discovered a complex and amazing society that was able to use their technology in unexpected ways. Been able to quickly transform their world using extruded structures based on some form of complex miniature substrate material. Unlike the other worlds, the Villain sphere was scooped out of a Villain resettlement group that was preparing to set off into space to find a new homeworld. It was their way of life, put themselves into stasis and scatter themselves through the stars. As mentioned previously, their appearance is imposing. I think about 9 feet tall. Oh, thank you for the follow. With a distinct reptilian resemblance. They have 6 limbs, 2 muscular legs and arms, smaller set of arms. They control every aspect of their technology with their vocalizations, but over the years they've created control panels based on their number system to allow other species easier access. They're big boys. Alright. Good to learn about aliens. Talking with our neighbors. We take communication for granted, and with the varied languages we find in Hunrath. Hunrath? I don't remember anyone saying it. When we suddenly find ourselves among other intelligent species, we don't share our culture, history, DNA, or vocal cords. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. It requires a huge amount of effort for the beginning of rudimentary chatting. Quick overview will set the stage for what we expect when communicating with our neighbors. Oh boy. Gonna take a drink. The Mofang were the first non-humans we met. At least some level of similar physical vocal generating abilities. I picked up human words quickly. This early mimicry resulted in what species became to be called. Even though they were able to mimic single words and simple phrases, it became evident that over the years that huge grammatical differences were not easily overcome. Some have proposed the difficulty may have arisen because the Mofang insisted on attempting to learn every human language. As a result, we're never able to lock into any consistent grammatical structure. Nonetheless, in spite of the rudimentary sentence construction, it's very easy to communicate. It's been unnecessary for us to learn their language beyond a few simple phrases and proper nouns. If you'd like to learn more about communicating with them, contact Tam. The Villain have presented a particular communication challenge. From what we can gather, they produce sounds using two large reed-like structures inside opposite sides of their heads. Vibrations generated are channeled to resonance chambers in their skulls. They are able to combine to complex, low-frequency dual tone. They're a dual flute. The low-frequency bitonal sounds are not only hard for humans to hear and resolve, but impossible for us to mimic. And the Villain's hearing is also oriented towards low frequency, so they are unable to hear most of the sounds associated with human speech. Therefore, communication with the Villain has relied on technology. They've adapted consoles, which fluently control vocalization, for use by other species. Over the years, some individuals of other species, including a few humans, have learned to communicate very effectively using this method. Humans have been able to pick out, oops, sorry, nope. Some higher frequency characteristics of a certain key Villain words over the years. And although we can't speak to them in a way that the Villains can understand, we are occasionally able to hear and recognize the words when spoken distinctly by them. The Arai. None of the stages of Arai morphology have any vocalization apparatus. Because of the obvious synchronization of the barnacle flash and the ability of the pawns to provide for and address the needs of the polyarchs, it was assumed the species could communicate effectively. Not until Farley began to spend large amounts of time in the polyarch antechamber, the first clues of this communication became evident. After months of research, Farley began to have limited success with receiving some kind of simple messages that were coming from the polyarchs. It is apparent now that the polyarchs have been attempting to communicate the entire time, but they themselves have been experimenting with various channels until they finally got a response from Farley. After this breakthrough, others were able to tune into the polyarchs and learn and listen. Both the polyarchs and the pawn have a simple organ that can sense human vocal frequency, enabling him to sense simple responses from humans, but over the years, Farley was able to learn to speak via a related form of extrasensory transmission. Psychics! Oh boy. Ambassador seeds were first documented about 150 Earth years. They occur about once every 400 days if the trees remain healthy. Natural seed swaps occur between pairs of seed that, we now know, drop simultaneously from healthy trees in paired sphere. When each seed was touched by the species in a sphere, the swap occurred, sending an ambassador from each sphere to the paired sphere. Location of the swap is defined by the locations of the pair of seeds. After the first swap, the seeds recharged quickly, allowing for a quick return. First meetings were intense, but naturally short. Quite a surprise for both the Mofang and us. Over time, the seeds required more time to recharge, producing larger visits between species. Collectors. Everyone who arrives is familiar with the collector seed. The bright light that we were all drawn to right before the event that brought us to here is a collector. What new arrivers might not be aware of is that these seeds, when paired, when the tree drops a collector seed on the ground, it signals that its twin has begun a quest for a new being. Search may take hours or it may take years. When an appropriate situation, natural threat of death, is found, the seed activates and swaps a smaller but varying sized sphere from Earth, or whatever appropriate homeworld, here to Hunra. As Hunrath has become more populated, we would watch for a newly dropped collector seed, collect it, and place it in the entry canyon area. Allowed us to provide a more predictable entry experience for new arrivers, and provide a single area to collect any resources that may have come along with it. Unlike ambassador seeds, other seeds, collector seeds do not seem to survive. The inner core is spent, leaving only the lifeless outer husk. Mother seed, postulated but unverified. First suggested by Alima 2232b8. The notion of mother seeds extrapolates the behavior of the lesser seeds to a super seed. He posited that the process that actually created the pair spheres was similar to all other swaps, but only on a much grander scale. The idea is that two seeds from Mother Tree were scattered on the galactic winds to find appropriately similar environment. When matches were found, some process was triggered that swapped large portions of the landscape between vastly different worlds. Alimov noted that trees' locations in the center of the spheres suggested that the trees grew from these mother seeds. I can see that. Because of the similarities, it's been conjectured that the re-swamping the entire environment spheres might be possible with a larger scale version of the ambassador seed. Hey, come back here. Oh, all right, that's the last page. Well, good to know. Just take a note of that. Oh, no. I don't know what that's implying, but we'll... Wait a minute. Hmm. Not a node I can interact with. Oh. Don't know what that means, but again, take it. All right, let's go play that tape. Or actually, let's read this. Oh boy. Welcome to Hunrath. Please give a bit of information about you so we can get to know you. Name, where date you came from. Please use 4-digit year. Where you came from, country and city. Circumstance under which you were taken. Read and file. Samuel Karam, 2017. Madagascar. I had just arrived and driving my supply truck along the coast. I recall being washed away, but it appeared. The last thing I recall is a large rumbling hiding a cellar of a vacant building. Boat. Portland. Skiing. Mount Hood. Yeah, so it seems like they disappear people or abduct people right before they're about to die, I guess? Alright, what does this tape have to say?
We all lost everything. Everything but our stories. And they shouldn't be forgotten. I was 3. It was April of 1983. Cecil, it was 1870 for you. Sam and Vera,
Okay, this is the intro.
It was yesterday, but it's been 62 years since you saw that blast of light. And that's where all of our news stories began, that light. It streaked across the sky, mesmerizing, but unnerving. Some of you were alone. I wasn't. My dear grandma, God bless her, rejoiced as if it was some forebearer of good fortune. Vera, you said you recall smiling. None of us understood. But, well, we followed. Whether it was in the deep woods like Cecil or right outside town like Jane and Jenny, we were drawn to see more. Grandma lifted me from the carriage on the porch and walked into the yard so we could watch it unobstructed. Even in daylight, Joseph, you said it was gloriously bright. But in the twilight, it was spellbinding. And we all felt some kind of trepidation and yet attraction as we approached it, and it approached us. So close, so radiant, and that sound, deep and vibrant, organic. You all remember, there was no turning away. It advanced, almost like purposefully.
Okay.
Spinning slowly until, well, it found us, each of us. We should tell these stories because it saved us, and there must be more.
It was in the middle of the afternoon.
I was watching the sunrise.
It was about 2:30 in the morning. December 26, 1948.
May 7th, 2009. September 3rd, 1995.
Huh.
I was down by the river.
I was hiking in the desert, in the park with my grandson.
I looked up and saw a
Brilliant flash of light that exploded in the sky. The light, it flew into the clouds and behind some trees and
it disappeared. I looked around and, to see.
See if there was anyone around. See if anyone else had seen what I had seen.
There was no one around.
They all saw it too. Bob definitely saw it. Well, it was just beautiful. There was something calming about it.
Yeah. I don't mind telling you, I was kind of freaking out. I tried to follow it, tried to get a better look at it. Wanted to see it again. I came to a place where it had disappeared, overlooked, but I found nothing.
And it streaked through the sky.
I wonder how much of this is based off of real, like, or reported abductions.
It found me, and it found me.
Found me.
Found me. Found me. Found me. Found me.
Wow.
It found me. We all lost.
Alright, what does this get us? Thing? Oh, I see you. What? Oh, is that the rotating rock? Really not, right? That goes over there. Large boulder the size of medium boulder? Yeah. Over here. Oh, okay. Okay. What? 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 I did not know there were other ages in this game. Or equivalent of other ages. Alright, I guess I can't do anything. Okay. Let's become colored dots again. We'll get about an hour before we call it. Maybe go longer. This is very intriguing. I'm unless this doesn't pay off or like it's really bad or something like that, I'm really enjoying this. I don't know why this hasn't gotten more traction. Oh, and that makes sense because this is pulled in from the other place. Okay. 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 So, order of actions. We're gonna go see what's over here. But then we need to go make our way around to turn that other bridge off. Good. Probably not the same thing. What was my note? Diagrams. Notes. Oh. I don't know any 3-digit codes yet, so. Alright. Let's go do that bridge. How you folks doing? Thanks for everybody that's stopped by so far. Alright, so we need to rotate this back. We can now do... It's gonna be a bit of a long run, but we can do it. Were they going to fight the Mofang? Why? Go talk to our buddy real quick. Your battery's connected.
I might as well go boil my sugar.
Trees and roots connected. Okay. We run all the way back. We can't open that yet, right? I think we are done with the train now. No, we haven't done in a while. We haven't checked pairs here. Apparently we cannot. That's... Is the water's redirected? I guess? Why would the... Alright. Hey, Azardark, how you doing? Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, everybody. Ooh, Dune. Gotcha. I hope everyone's having a good day. My name is Silverstreak, or Silver. I'm a game testing program becomes sentient, a variety streamer, and a VTuber. I am generally focused on games in the same series, or games with a similar theme. Right now we are doing my Clearing the Myst series, which while it was originally a series about playing through all the regular Myst games. Now we are going through games that are like Myst. Today we are playing the first post-Myst game, which is Obduction. A post-Myst game from, post-Myst game from Cyan, the creators of Myst. Oh, I also do focus a lot on collab stream series with a bunch of folks. Right now, every Friday, we are playing, strangely enough, the original Myst with Izumi Sproutella. How are you doing today, Azurdark? Also, thank you for sharing your community with me. Multi-stream shenanigans? You gotta have a lot of bandwidth. I've done it. Like, you make it work, but it's a lot of bandwidth. Did we go around? Yes, this is where we actually need to go. Great. As always, if you need a raid and run, that's absolutely fine. You need to get up, stretch, go pet your pets, hug your loved ones, hug your pets, pet your loved ones, all of the above. Please do. That's true for you and the raiders. What on earth? Hello? What? Yeah, I can see that, Hazard. This is down on this side. Is there a bridge on the back? There is. Not. There's not. I'd still like to get to the other side over there. Cave over there. Hmm. Hmm. I'm looking through my notes stuff. Do I have anything? In there. Alright, so what I'm looking at right now is that picture of Farley's in the house, the slide that had the big old white black circle around the map. It seems like it would be this. Oh, okay, hold on. How many numbers would that other one become? So the other, that 15 is not a 15, right? It's, let me draw it here on this. I did not, I did get a screenshot of it. Okay. So, punching into the calculator. Easy 15. Well, I don't want to say equal, but they don't go. Oh, wait, do I have this misaligned? Okay. Okay. I can show you this. Hold on. I don't know why it keeps changing it, but here, let me turn this. So, the thing that we saw was a 15 that was basically this. Right? That's our 15. Comes 406. I don't know why it changes to that. Is it different if I do it here? Yeah, it's 406 either way. I still don't know why it does that, but that's fine. All right. So, 3-digit code would have been for that padlock, or the like security pad that was think through this. Yeah. So, no whammies. Or, oh. Mr. Mayor, at your behest, here is the information pertaining to the Bleeder, its history, and some of the engineering behind it. The Bleeder project was designed and built at the request of Mayor Sims to collect and dissipate the ever-increasing power in the entire ecosystem. Mayor Sims was elected to allow the system to come to fruition, as he, and others, had some suspicion of Mayor Farley's death. He believed that without knowing more precisely what would happen to the cell wall at fruition, that it was ill-advised to allow it to be possibly open, thus allowing what might be outside in, and what might be inside out. It has the capacity to throttle all 4 connected worlds. The idea, as you are well aware, is to suppress the ecosystem power and thus inhibit full maturity of the trees. It was postulated, since it became apparent, that this suppression will keep whatever unknown maturity process from happening, and grant us direct control over the fruition. Well, I need to move slightly so that it's not... Yep. The rate of dissipation is sensed and regulated automatically. The power is collected through the Villain engineered extruded cables and attached directly to the dome membrane. When the maximum power level is exceeded, dissipation phase is triggered, creating an electrical charge followed by a discharge into the water. Through electrolysis, an amount of hydrogen and oxygen is generated. We capture some of these elements for our own use, but a great majority is released into our atmosphere. This gassing might be the cause of concern were it not for the ecosystem's ability to filter and maintain our atmosphere at near ideal levels. SH and O content and pressure generated by the process is rebalanced quickly by the membrane. As you know, we discourage swimming when the bleeder is operational. Alright. Go sit for mayor. Interesting that we could have come on this other side. Still 406. Yep. It's the other side of the tree. I don't know what these years mean. Unrath, John Farley, Sims, Caroline Farley, Joseph Peter Janssen. Like, are we immortal here? What does that mean? Ooh, compass. It seems to have no meaning. Nose. Ooh, Iowa. Gonna just take a picture of that, because I already took a picture of the other license plates. Iowa was not one of the other plates. Great, we've got another way out. That's a weird mask. I even have this built. Weird. Sweet Christ. Alright. Discuss final approval of Farley's plan with regard to imminent attack. The full council vote was unanimous, and I gave my final approval. Preparations. Farley says the tunneling is almost complete and informs us the Villains disconnected to their construction and started testing. No one attended. We'll inquire the reason of their absence. Here's the council members feel like we're having too many meetings. The plan has been approved. Perhaps we can reduce our meetings to every 2 days for now. I was asking Cecil about his absence. I inquired about securing the tower area. Cecil will provide a new key code for the lower lock in the next few days. Concerned about any survivors not having access, so decided that we would conceal the code in Farley's house and give the residents the location as they were being chambered. Chambered? Also had him charge the upper tower access code. Clue to the code has been placed under the direction of our first mayor. Okay. I've decided to bring some more important mayor's logs for the chambering. Specifically the initial Hunrath log and the logs that document the history of our conflict with the Mofang. Oh, they are at war with Mofang. We would have an extra chamber available for historic documents. Only Tham attended. He informed me that because of the dire circumstances, the others were either extremely busy or not inclined to have long discussion about the situation. I told him I would suspend the regular meetings and we would simply meet as needed. I paid a visit to Farley today. I asked her to check on the availability of the chamber for the documents. I spent the last few days collecting documents, divided them into two categories: chambered and vaulted. The vaulted are less important, but obviously worth making an effort to save. They moved into Farley's vault area. What is the vault? The vaulted category will also include any books that I've managed to collect throughout the years. The week remaining before chambering begins, population is tense. I've had several town hall meetings to try and answer any questions, but the realities of the situation make it difficult to assuage fears. Farley is informing that there's one final confirmation from Shavar. Farley doesn't hear from her by the end of blah, 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 then there's no turning back. There's an odd justice to Farley's plan, and whatever the most Bofang bastards tend to kill us will be returned back to them. A special meeting was called to go over the plans for the final time. Farley had several instruction sheets to distribute. Bofang weapon illustration, a list of all souls that will be used as the basis for chambering manifest. What? And thorough summary of battle plan. These will be distributed as necessary. Farley tells me that there will be at least one chamber available for historic documents. Any other extra chambers will be loaded with emergency provisions and medications in case either Hunrath or Marai completely destroyed. No word from Shavar. No word from Shavar. Death is on our doorstep. Curse the Mofang devils to hell. I'm leaving to be chambered. This journal will remain here to inform any future souls of what our last days were like. What the fuck happened here? Alright, so the first mayor... I don't know which one of these it would be. I don't know how these dates work. I'm assuming that this is newer. So... we're gonna add this. Alright, so we got the elevator. We go down. Go up. We do neither, alright? Luther Roscoe. Oh, Rhode Island. Okay. Okay. So Iowa. That's not Rhode Island. Where is my license plate diagram? At the bottom. Rhode Island. CLU 287. All right, we gotta remember it's going to be old school rotary telephone button presses, which I do not remember. We're gonna figure it out though. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it was like A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, yeah. All right, I've got it. I wonder if they're in the stub? Like if they're sending a nuke, they use the sub as protection? I don't know. Okay. So, Rhode Island, and the license plate was CLU 287, so C is 2? Man, this would be so hard for kids nowadays. No one's gonna know what a rotary phone is. 2 L will be 5. And U 8. Then the other ones were just numbers. 287. Yeah. Go down. Got a toilet. And a trumpet. So that lowers that door. No path behind the metal. Okay. Notes in here? Doesn't look like it. Hello, B. That's an LCD screen. Hello? Is this like a telephone? Alright. Well, I think... I think we can go to talk to CW again. I feel like we've unlocked everything. Whoa. Let's go talk to CW before we mess with any of this. Wait, what's actually... Just some water. I think this game might be substantially longer than I thought it was going to be. Alright, okay.
So if you want to get home, then you get them tree roots connected.
Okay. Alright. What are you calling the tree roots? The pipes? The plumbing? Now they're all running to... Okay. Tree roots are connected, buddy. What now? Oh. We changed pretty dramatically from red to whatever this is. Hmm.
Making progress. It's nice not having to do all this myself. You can just keep connecting all the trees, all the roots. I gotta finish the plates around the tree. I'll get them connected to my battery. If you ain't
What?
already done so, I need that battery cable plugged in. Remember, everything connected.
All right. Man, they've really created, like, just like in the original Myst, where they kind of just build out this world and define it and whatnot, with a lot of showing and telling. I feel like they've done that again here. I'm really digging this so far. Before we go down there, though, I do want to look at those dials again. I'm going to take a picture. Because I feel like the dials had colors that matched with the portals, and I'd like to know which one goes where. I'd like to not go to the Mojang, or Morang? Mofang. I'd like not to go to the Mofang one yet. Unwrath is connected. Why are they watching the garage? What happens to do this now? Alright. I... Colors don't match up, so we get to pick. Let us continue. Alright, chat. Choose a color. Is it just green or blue? Oh, that's also green, isn't it? Alright, smooth green, yellow, or not smooth green. I'll go to the first one I see in chat. I'm gonna take a drink. So again, let's go with snake, yellow, or green. Well, I'm gonna go in order of operations then. We'll go to the one that's underneath the entrance. Blue. Maybe I won't. Interesting. I don't have any information here. So, we can go to the portal that we found before. That door was locked. Is there anywhere we haven't explored a lot of? I'm looking at my map. I think there's one that we can get up. Buzz J. Alright. So... was this thing, right? I don't know where this brings us. Have we been here before? We haven't. I was just looking at the exits on the map. I don't think we've been here before. We definitely have not been here before. But hey, it's a portal we haven't been through before either. Become dots. Okay, that rotates. So... hello? Oh, we're at the bug world. Yeah? Those are the beetles? I don't know what that means, but we did it. Hi, buddy. What's going on out here? So these guys were the ones that were running around our planet, our area. They also have one of the map. I'm gonna say this is Murray, right? That was the name of the bug place. Where do you take me? this makes so much more sense. They weren't mining. That's where the first damn teleportation happened. Well, that's interesting. That means the minecart's different now, too. Huh. I need to go back there. I need to go back there and see if what's on the other side now makes more sense. Now I just need to remember how the hell I got there. It was behind the tree. Not the right place. So that's probably... maybe not. Okay. The right one. Whoop. That was the wrong thing. Trying to get a good look at my map. Not find where... Oh, that's right, because it was one I hadn't taken before. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we go over here. We hang a left. I had no idea that there was multiple worlds. I'm very excited. Although we are nearing the end of our time together today. Especially little bee is looking at me like she really wants to eat. We all got a late start for the day, so they ate a little bit earlier than they normally would. Or a little bit later than they normally would, so I'm going to feed them a bit later, although I did let them out at the normal time. Willow is sleeping. She's snoring gently next to me. In Bee's bed, so Bee is now on the other side. I guess it's interesting that it means that the seeds aren't just intergalactic, they're also time traveling, right? Because a bunch of people were pulled in different points of time and place. Okay. very different. Huh. Must be from a different planet. Oh, that was different than we went before. Man, there's so many ways to go. Is the other seed not here? Oh man. All right. Well, you know what we need to do is I need to drive the cart into that little place behind it and then disable that thing. That's fine. Oh. The big ass anchor. What's the point of coming here? Shouldn't there be a seed on the other side, though? Shouldn't it have swapped places or something? Am I missing it? Shouldn't there be one, like, here? Or right here, I guess? Weird. I guess we have to do that the long way. Alright, good to know. Please look around before we end stream. Who built all this stuff? Like straight out of like Warhammer 40K. Alright, so couldn't do anything up here. Can't go down here. Oh, that's their tree. How do I get to you? Something down here? Oh. Did I just completely miss stairs? I did just completely miss stairs. Alright. Oh, but I can't get behind it. Looking at the diagrams I have and the stuff they talk about the Arai. I don't see anything that would help us there. It's unfortunate. Right, I guess. Ooh, excuse me. Ugh. Let's try the laser thing. Go teleport. Oh, wait. Is there another? The way that we came. Just the way we came. So there's stairs up. The architecture, really wild. Oh, that one had a problem. What? What? I don't know enough about what to do here. I'll come back. What? Okay. 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 Don't know what I did. Okay. All right. What does this do? Oh, okay. This started. Okay. We're gonna go make sure the other one's moving, and if it is, then we're going to call it there, and I'll write some notes. If it's not, I'm still gonna call it there. Yeah, it's moving. Alright, well, we don't know what this does, so this is where we're going to call it. Let me write some notes. I'm going to add a next time page. Move anchor. Go back to town. Move cart behind cave. Teleport and use blue laser. I think those are our main goals for the next episode. So, thank you all so much for watching. This has been great so far. I'm sorry that we couldn't do it in VR. I'm actually concerned. We'll try and do it in VR, but I'm concerned with some of the movement stuff here that it might not be so great. But either way, the game is great. If you are watching live, stick around. We'll raid someone rad. If you're watching the archive, please feel free to check something else out on the channel. Other than that, be safe and be kind to one another. Bye-bye!